In the past, a beautiful city was situated on the banks of river Tungabhadra. In that city, many people of all the Varnas used to work according to their Varna. A Brahmin named Atmadeva lived with his wife in the same city. Atmadeva was very knowledgeable and stunning. His wife's name was Dunduli. She was a very quarrelsome despite being of good family. Atmadeva and Dunduli, despite having immense wealth and all amenities, did not have peace in their life. The reason for this was that both did not had any children. Both of them fasted for many years to get children, performed many yagyas and havan. Even after doing this, Atmadeva did not have any children. Because of this, Atmadeva started feeling very sad. He was no longer interested in anything in life. One day, Atmadeva left his house in the morning and took the path of the forest. On the way, when he was thirsty, he stopped near a pond and there he took refreshments. Atmadeva saw that a monk is drinking water there. Atmadeva then went in front of the monk and bowed with folded hands and stood before him. After bowing, the monk asked Atmadeva, Brahmana, you are looking worried. Tell me what's the cause of this worry. Hearing the words of Sannyasi, Atmadeva said, I have everything. There is no lack of wealth and amenities. I have only one sorrow, the sorrow of not having children. The birth of an person who does not have children is considered futile. There is no use of property without children, because if you have children, then you can give the money and wealth to them, and it makes parents get happiness from it. That is why I performed many yagyas and havans, donated alms to get children, but still I have no children. Hearing the words of Atmadeva, the monk said, why do you want to get more misery in this family life, Brahmana? A man should try to become an ascetic. Wife, son, all these are cause of suffering in life. The comfort that a householder gets is momentary. Only a ascetic man gets eternal happiness, because that is true freedom. A householder always has to remain subordinate. That is why abandon the temptation to have children and go to your home and live your happy life. Even after explaining a lot by Sannyasi, Atmadeva did not understand anything because the temptation of getting children had overtaken his mind. Seeing Atmadeva not believing, the monk saw his fate and said, Atmadeva, you will not have a son for next 7 births. Leave this idea of getting a son and go to your home. Atmadeva did not listen to the monk and stayed there and prayed the sage to help. After some time, the monk changed his mind and said, I am giving you a fruit. You give this fruit to your wife to eat, from which you will get a son. Tell your wife to follow these rules for a year. Control your mind and never get angry, and always be engaged in devotion of God. By doing this, you will get a son who behaves in a friendly manner and will also be virtuous. The monk left the place after saying so. Atmadeva also took the fruit and went to his house. After going home, Atmadeva gave the fruit given by the monk to his wife Dunduli to eat, and asked her to follow the rules laid down by the monk. Atmadeva's wife Dunduli was very lazy. She went to her neighbor and talked about it. Dunduli said to her neighbor friend, how can one get a son by eating a fruit? Having a child in the womb is a very tiresome job. You cannot eat the food of your choice properly. You have to suffer unbearable pain during the delivery, and if things go wrong during the delivery, you may have to lose your life at the time of delivery. After the birth of child, the child feces have to be cleaned and I have to take care of him. Children are always crying. Because of that, they cannot even sleep properly. That is why I think that women who do not have children are happy, or those who are widowed women are happy, because they do not have to suffer to take care of the children and raise them. In this way, by talking nonsense with her neighbor, she fed the fruit given by her husband Atmadeva to her cow. It is about the same time that Dhunduli's sister comes to her house. Dhunduli tells all her accounts. After listening to the Dhunduli, her sister says, "Don't you worry, I am pregnant too. You give some money to my husband, I will give my child to you as soon as the child is born. You should stay at home for now. Do not go out of the house. After giving my child to you, I'll tell everyone that my child has died. Then you tell everyone my child is your child and tell the same to your husband also." Saying like this, both sisters work according to their plan. As time passes, a child is born to Dhunduli's sister and she brings that child and gives it to her sister. She tells the people that her child has died. Then Dhunduli tells her husband, "There is no milk in my breast. That is why we should bring my sister here, as her child has died after birth and she will feed our child." Agreeing to Dhunduli, Atmadeva allowed her sister to stay in house. After the birth of the child, Atmadeva celebrated in his house and completed all the rituals of birth celebration by donating gifts to Brahmins. Exactly 3 months later, the cow which was fed by Dhunduli, the fruit given to her by the monk, gave birth to a child. Atmadeva was astonished to see that the boy was just like humans. This thing spread among all the people, and people used to come to see that child from far away. People also said how fortunate Atmadeva is. At first he had no children, but now he has 2 children. The child's ears, born from the belly of the cow, were like a cow. That is why Atmadeva named him Gokarna, the one whose ears are like that of cows. Atmadeva named the son of Dhunduli as Dhundukari. Both Gokarna and Dhundukari started growing in the house. Their parents were very happy to see both their children go. They loved their both children equally and never differentiated between them. Atmadeva performed Jatakarma of both Gokarna and Dhundukari and started the process of teaching Vedas, etc. to both. Gokarna had a great interest in studying Vedas. He was of sattvic nature and treated everyone well. He had no interest in the world and wanted to be a ascetic. Gokarna's brother Dhundukari was Tamoguni. He would always quarrel with the children of his age. He would take the ball from those children and drop them into the water on the pretext of giving it. He used to cause a lot of trouble for Atmadeva and Dhunduli. When both of them grew up, after a few years, Gokarna left his town for a pilgrimage, and here only his son and wife Dhunduli remained with Atmadeva. After growing, Dhundukari was very defiant. He started stealing. He would take anything from people's homes. Sometimes he would pick up the children and throw them in the well. People became very upset by his behavior. He looted all the wealth of the father after falling in the clutches of the prostitutes. Because of this, Atmadeva started crying bitterly. Atmadeva was greatly disturbed by this behavior of his son Dhundukari. He started thinking in his mind that instead of having such a son, I would have remained without a son. Such a son only hurts and shows the way to hell. Before the birth of Dundukari, that monk had rightly told me that I should be a ascetic, because if there are such sons in family, then there is no hope of happiness. I should have listened to that monk at that time. If I had listened, I would not have seen this day today. Atmadeva kept thinking like this, and having become unhappy with his household life, he had made up his mind to leave the world. A few days later, Gokarnaji came to his father after completing his pilgrimage, and he gave his father knowledge of Vairagya. Gokarnaji said, "Father, this world is mortal, nothing remains constant here. Some time ago you were a very rich person, but today you have nothing. That is why abandon the attachment of these worldly things and indulge in Bhagavad Bhakti, because only the devotion of Supreme God Sri Krishna is capable of giving happiness." Hearing all these things of his son, Atmadeva left for forest, and here Gokarna also went to pilgrimage again. After his father left, Dundukari urged his mother for money. When she did not pay any money, he started beating his mother too. Dunduli was saddened by such behavior of her son, and she fell into the well at a night and died. After this, Dundukari brought some 5 prostitutes and kept them in his house, and he would bring money by stealing to fulfill their wishes. This would make the prostitutes very happy, but they all thought together, "He steals and sometimes the king will catch him. Then we too may get into problems due to him. That is why it is good that we kill him and divide the money among ourselves." Considering this, the prostitutes killed Dundukari one day and buried his body in the ground. When someone asks for them where Dundukari is, they would say that Dundukari has just gone too far away country to get more money. After a few days, they left the city with all the money of Dundukari. After death, Dundukari became a vampire. When Gokarnaji came to know that his brother had died and become a vampire, he would pay homage for his brother wherever he went, thinking that he would be freed from his vampire body. Once upon a time, Gokarnaji came back to his city after a pilgrimage and came to his house at night and slept. Then Dundukari also came at that night, and seeing his brother there, he tried to frighten him by taking many forms. Then Gokarnaji asked him, "Who are you? What do you want?" Then Dundukari said, "I am your brother. Today I have become a vampire due to my misdeeds. Please do something to give me freedom from this vampire form." Then Gokarnaji said, "I had paid homage to you in every pilgrimage, but still you have got no liberation. But still you have not got liberation. It is very surprising." Gokarnaji said, "Till I find a solution to your problem, you go to your place and stay there." The next day, many townspeople came to meet Gokarnaji, and many scholars also came. He asked all about this subject, but no one had any answer. Gokarna then stopped the motion of the sun due to the effect of his penance and asked him how his brother would be liberated. Then Surya Narayana said, "You should make Dundukari listen to Srimad Bhagavat, which will surely make him free." Then Gokarnaji took the help of people and made all preparations for Bhagavat recitation. At that time, he also sent invitations to a lot of people, and by creating a nice pavilion, they started Bhagavat story there. Dundukari also came to the place where the story was going on, and he sat in a bamboo tree. Because his body was of air, he could not sit anywhere else. When the story of the first day ended, people heard the sound of breaking bamboo. The same happened on the second day. In the same way, the sound of breaking bamboo continued for 7 days. In fact, it was the sound of destruction of the sins of Dundukari by listening to Srimad Bhagavat. On the seventh day, when the Srimad Bhagavad story was completed, Dhundhukari transformed as a divine man, and Lord Krishna's companions came there on a plane to take him. Everyone was surprised to see this. Then Gokarnaji asked, if all the people here have heard the story together, why there is such a difference in the fruit that only Dhundhukari is being taken to the adobe of God and not others? The companions of the god said, it is true that everyone has heard the story of Bhagavad Purana, but Dhundhukari listened to the story without eating. At the end of story, he has contemplated on the story every day. So today he has attained salvation. Gokarnaji, you recite the story again. If everyone listens attentively, everyone will surely get salvation. God himself will come here and take you with him. A few months after Lord's companions said to recite the story, Gokarna told the story again, and after the story ended, there were many plains. Lord Krishna himself came there. He honored Gokarnaji and took all the people present there with him and went to his adobe. In this way, due to the influence of Srimad Bhagavat's hearing, Dhundhukari was liberated from the vampire form and went to the adobe of God, and Gokarnaji also went to the adobe of his Lord with Lord Krishna as a result of reciting Bhagavad Purana.